My name is Anna. I found out a secret in the detective's office. I came to the police station to tell the truth. I said I was a witness. I saw something that night. I felt afraid and excited. I thought the detective would help me. But the detective looked at me with cold eyes. He asked me many questions. I had one small paper in my hand. The paper was evidence. I kept the paper hidden. I did not want to tell the jury everything. I wanted to protect one person. I felt a conflict in my heart. I wanted justice. However, I wanted to hide the truth. I felt like a victim and a traitor at once. Suddenly, the court call came. I walked to the trial room with my paper. The judge watched me. I took a deep breath. The secret sat heavy in my hands. My name is Anna. The night of the event was cold. I remember the street light and the sound of boots. I was walking home when I saw two people near the shop. One person hit another. I ran closer. I wanted to help. I saw a small flash. I heard a shout. I was so scared. I left quickly. I did not call the police that night. The next day I heard news about a trial. A man was in jail. People said he was guilty. I felt bad. I wanted to tell the truth. I went to the police station. I met a detective named Mr. Clark. He was calm. He wrote down my words. I told him what I saw. I said the man had an alibi. I showed him a small paper. The paper had a name and a time. The detective looked at it like it was new evidence. He said, "This can change the case." The word evidence was heavy in the room. He asked me to be a witness. I felt small and big at once. I said, "Yes, I will come to court." He smiled, but his eyes were cold. I left the station with a plan. I wanted to help the man who had no voice. I wanted the jury to know the truth. I wanted to fix my own fear. That night I could not sleep. I kept thinking about the paper. I kept thinking about the man in jail. I wanted justice and I wanted to hide my own fear. I did not know that this paper would decide a verdict. I did not know my choice would make me a part of the trial and the crime. The trial day came fast. I wore my gray coat and my silver necklace. I walked into the court. The room was full. The judge sat on a high chair. The jury watched closely. I sat in the witness chair. My hands shook a little. The lawyer for the accused asked me simple questions. I answered with short sentences. I told them about the paper and the time. I said the man had an alibi. The lawyer for the other side looked angry. He brought up other evidence. He said my paper could be fake. He asked, "Who gave you this paper?" I looked down. I thought of the night again. I thought about a small cafe near the shop. I remembered the man who gave me the paper. He was smiling that night. He told me, "Give this to the detective if you can." The detective took the paper. Now the court asked me more. People in the room listened. The other lawyer said the man in jail was guilty. He used a hard voice. The judge asked the jury to be fair. The jury took notes. I felt heavy with a secret. I wanted to tell everything. I wanted to say the truth. But I also wanted to protect the man who gave me the paper. I wanted to protect him because he once saved me. I was confused. I felt like a victim of my own heart. The detective came to me after my time on the stand. He said quietly, "We found new evidence." He showed me a photo. The photo had the man who was in jail. I felt my face go cold. The photo did not match my memory. I began to doubt what I saw. Was the man guilty? Was I wrong? I felt a new fear. I could lose the chance to be honest. I could make the wrong verdict happen. The court was loud with whispers. I looked at the man in jail. He looked small. I thought of the word sentence. The word filled the room. I kept the secret in my mind. I walked out with many doubts. I sat alone in a small room after the trial. My heart beat fast. I thought about the man who gave me the paper. He was my friend once. He had a small shop near my home. He helped me when I had no money. He told me stories and listened. That night he came to me with the paper. He said, "Give it to the detective. It will help him." I trusted him. I did not look close at the name. I only wanted to help. Now I saw the photo and I felt sick. The detective called me back. He said they found new evidence that matched the photo. He asked me to tell the truth again. I thought of the word guilty and innocent. I wanted the right outcome. I wanted to be a good witness. I walked to the front and spoke. I said what I had seen. I spoke slowly. People listened to each word. Then the lawyer asked me a simple question. He asked, "Did anyone ask you to change your story?" My mouth went dry. I wanted to say no. My friend had asked me to protect someone. He asked me not to tell everything. I remembered his eyes that night. They had a strange look. I had kept my silence. I thought of the man in jail and his small son. I thought of the fear in me when I saw the flash on the street. My hands moved as I thought. In a small voice I said, "I did not tell everything before." The room froze. The detective looked at me with sharp eyes. I felt I was a victim who lied. The judge asked, "Why did you hide the truth?" I looked at the man who had once been my friend. I saw no warmth. I felt betrayed by him and by my own memory. I took a breath and spoke the truth I had kept. I said, I helped him hide one thing. I thought I was protecting him. My voice was small but clear. The court was quiet. I felt my role change. I was the witness and the keeper of the secret. I waited for the verdict with fear. I thought the jury would see me as guilty of hiding evidence. I thought about the sentence I might get. The detective wrote notes. The lawyer wrote down my words. People looked at me with new eyes. Then my friend stood up. He smiled at me. He looked like a man who had won. I felt cold. I learned then that I had become the villain in my own story. In the end, the truth came out. The jury heard all the words. They learned about the paper and my hiding. The man in jail was free. The judge spoke about justice. He said hiding evidence can lead to trouble. I stood and said sorry. I learned a hard lesson. I learned that a small lie can hurt many people. I felt shame. I also felt relief. I had been a victim and a villain at the same time. I was not proud. I told the detective everything. He told me to be honest next time. He said the law needs clear truth. I made a choice after that day. I chose to learn from my mistake. I started to work with a community group. I helped people write down facts. I taught them about witnesses and alibis. I wanted to help others be brave and honest. The final lesson is simple. Tell the truth, even when it is hard. A secret saves no one in the end. The truth helps the innocent. It helps you sleep at night. I still feel pain. Yet I now walk forward with open hands. I am learning to be honest and kind. This is the small hope I leave you with.